Have you ever found yourself lying in bed at 2 a.m., replaying a conversation from 3 weeks ago? Or maybe you've spent hours obsessing over a single text message, creating entire stories in your head about what it really means? You are caught in a never-ending cycle of overthinking, a mental prison where your mind turns into your worst adversary, rather than your most powerful ally. If you're nodding along right now, welcome to the club. You are an overthinker, and honestly, you're not alone in this struggle. But what if I told you that breaking free from your mind's prison isn't just possible, it's easier than you think? The strategies you're about to uncover will assist you in calming down the incessant mental chatter and regaining complete control over your thoughts. If you're just joining us, don't forget to tap that subscribe button. The problem, when your brain becomes your enemy. Imagine you're scrolling through social media and see your friend hanging out with someone new. Suddenly, your mind goes into overdrive. Are they replacing me? Did I do something wrong? Maybe I'm not interesting enough. Before you know it, you've created an entire Netflix series in your head about how everyone secretly finds you annoying. Seems familiar? That's overthinking in action, and it's way more common than you might think. Research shows that 74% of people have felt so overwhelmed by stress that they couldn't cope, and much of this syndrome stems from our tendency to get trapped in endless thought loops. Here's the thing about overthinking: your brain thinks it's helping you. It believes that, if it just analyzes the situation one more time, it'll discover the perfect solution. But instead of solving problems, overthinking creates new ones. It's like having a helpful friend who won't stop giving you advice, even when you just want to chill. What's actually happening in your brain? Let's get nerdy for a second. When you overthink, specific regions of your brain light up like a Christmas tree. Your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part, goes into hyper mode, while your amygdala, the emotional center, starts throwing a tantrum. Meanwhile, your default mode network, the brain network responsible for mind wandering, gets stuck in a loop, making it nearly impossible to stay present. The result? Your stress hormone cortisol surges, your heart rate escalates, and you experience physical exhaustion due to the mental gymnastics. It's like running a marathon while sitting on your couch. No wonder overthinking leaves you drained. The real cost of overthinking. Overthinking isn't just annoying, it's genuinely harmful to your well-being. Studies have linked persistent rumination to increased rates of anxiety and depression. It can also mess with your relationships, because who wants to hang out with someone who's constantly analyzing every word they say, kill your productivity, and even affect your physical health through chronic stress? The scariest part? Overthinking can actually change your brain structure over time. Those neural pathways associated with negative thinking get stronger with repeated use. It's like your brain is literally training itself to overthink. Your escape plan: 7 game-changing solutions. Ready to break free from the overthinking prison? Here are 7 research-backed strategies that actually work. 1. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. When your mind starts spiraling, interrupt it with this simple exercise. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This technique pulls your attention back to the present moment and gives your overactive brain something concrete to focus on. 2. Create a worry window. Instead of trying to stop worrying completely, spoiler alert, that never works. Schedule a specific 15-20 minute worry time each day. When anxious thoughts pop up outside this window, tell them, "Thanks for the concern, but we'll discuss this at 3 p.m. It sounds weird, but it works, because you're not fighting your thoughts, you're just postponing them. The "so what?" challenge. For every worst-case scenario your brain creates, ask yourself, "So what?" Then what would happen? Keep going until you reach the logical end. Usually, you'll realize that even your worst fears are manageable. For example, what if I embarrass myself at the presentation? So what? People might laugh. Then what? They'll forget about it in a week. So what? Life goes on. 4. Motion is medicine. When your mind won't shut up, gets your body moving. Research shows that physical activity disrupts rumination patterns and helps release nervous energy. It doesn't have to be intense, even a 10-minute walk around the block can shift your mental state. Think of exercise as a reset button for your brain. 5. The best friend test. Ask yourself, if my best friend came to me with this worry, what would I tell them? We're often much kinder and more rational when advising others than when dealing with our own problems. This technique helps you access your inner wisdom without the emotional baggage. 6. Mindful breathing, but make it simple. Forget complicated meditation apps, just focus on your breath for 2-3 minutes. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. The longer exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which tells your brain to chill out. It's like switching your nervous system from emergency mode to everything's fine mode. 7. The power of good enough. Perfectionism and overthinking are best friends. Start embracing good enough in low-stakes situations. Send that text without rewriting it 5 times. Choose the first restaurant that looks decent. Make decisions quickly on unimportant matters to build your decision muscle and reduce analysis paralysis. Building your anti-overthinking lifestyle. These aren't just quick fixes, they're tools for completely rewiring your relationship with your thoughts. The key is consistency. Start with one technique and practice it daily for a week before adding another. Remember, your thoughts are just thoughts. They're not facts, commands, or predictions. Think of them like clouds passing through the sky of your mind. You can observe them without getting caught up in the storm. The journey forward. Breaking the overthinking habit takes time and patience with yourself. Some days will be better than others, and that's completely normal. The goal isn't to never have anxious or repetitive thoughts. It's to change your relationship with them, so they don't control your life. Every time you catch yourself overthinking, and use one of these techniques, you're literally rewiring your brain. You are building new neural pathways that lead to clarity, instead of chaos, action instead of analysis paralysis, and peace instead of mental turmoil. Your mind is incredibly powerful, but it doesn't have to be your master. With practice and the right tools, you can learn to observe your thoughts without being overwhelmed by them. And trust me, the freedom that comes with breaking free from overthinking is absolutely worth the effort. So the next time your brain starts its familiar spiral, take a deep breath and remember, you've got this. Your thoughts don't define you, and you have the power to choose where to focus your mental energy. Use it wisely. What strategy are you going to try first? Drop a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear about your experience. Your one like, share and subscribe motivates me. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for watching the video.